Welcome to another Sana kwa Sana live. I am aware it has been a while, I am aware, but here we are, and for today's conversation, we once again are here to have a chat with Rumbi, the one and only Rumbi, the industrious Rumbi, who has been making his moves. We are experiencing his waves and making his own current and swimming and floating and flowing with his own current. We are here to discuss more about him, more about his artistry, and especially an up and coming performance, an up and coming show happening on December the 15th, 2024. So Rumbi shall be joining us in a moment. Thank you for being here and watching this conversation. If you're watching this after, feel free to leave a like and check out all the links and accounts and platforms and details that we are going and are about to share during the rest of this conversation. Hi, Mutsi, niaje niaje. Joyce Kimani, niaje niaje. There are people I get to see only whenever I do this live. Hi, Joyce. Ruby is unable to join. As usual, Instagram usually done this. We shall make the attempt once again. Meant hi. Bila aya mwisho. So before Rumbi joins us last year in January, we had a chat with Rumbi. He was prepping himself for his epic year-long project, which we discussed then. Then in June, he was releasing an EP as the Nairobi Nomad. He had released a track. We had another chat mid-year. Then we had another chat beginning of 2024 to recap his year-long 2023 project and discuss what he was up to for this year. And here we are in November, about to conclude the year, to have another conversation and another recap of what he has been up to and what he is planning. He's constantly planning, executing things.
Was I can't
I can
see, but
I can't see you. Let's see whether it will change.
I guess let's ask people if they can see us.
Yes, because I think this also happened the other time. Can Joyce, can you see us, Mutsi, Robin, if I'm reading it right, or Robeni?
Can you hear us?
Ruby, say hi to your people as they let us know that they can see us or not.
Hi. I can't even see if people are saying like. Hi everyone. If you can see us, if you can hear us, let us know. Okay. Thank you, George, letting us up.
Joy
We're locked in.
says I can see you. Let me just confirm. Yes. I can see you on my PC.
Okay. I don't have my PC with me. I just have my phone. It
with
is a
your
green and a
with
reflection of myself.
with with your 1,001 notes, sticky notes on your wall.
I can't even say credit, but I am going to do something like this. I'm at a friend's place today. I'm just working from here.
Uh, uh,
Yeah, working from home, but someone else's.
Hi, Cician, how are you? Thank you for being here and for joining us for this conversation. So, we are about to, as I've stated, get to know more about Rumbi, about Rumbi's artistry, about the moves and waves he has been making, and importantly, talk about an upcoming show that is happening on the 5th of December. Notice I just said upcoming show. So, Rumbi, prior to
Mhm.
prior to first off, how are you? How has your day been? How's your Monday been?
It's been busy. It's been actually pretty busy. Up and down, getting things ready for the show and also for a few releases. Also, I have a song that dropped today. So there's the usual, social media promo and stuff. So it's been a good day, but it's been a busy day.
We will talk more about the song that you just released earlier, which features Njiru. So, getting to know you more, and for someone who is watching this, let's go before this very moment now, where we have an Mrumbi who is pursuing music, working on various projects, working with the different artists, performing, managing a company, curating and organizing events, working with different artists. There is a lot that is happening, but what is the backstory that led Rumbi to this point and down this road?
Interesting, interesting. I think I fell in love with music, and I think that's the one thing that made me um, run with it the way I've done. And I think that just shows that I'm a lover boy at heart because when I love something, I commit 100%. Before that, I was really more like your academic student. I come from a very academic family. My dad plays guitar, my mom plays piano, but like my dad's a professor, my mom's like a businesswoman type stuff. So I was kind of going somewhere in between that. And I remember when I was in like Form 2, I asked my dad to teach me guitar. And it just kind of grew from there. Like I was just like cool, and I started messing with FL, and I realized like I really like this thing, and I wanted to try and make it happen. So yeah, I've really been pushing with it ever since. Working with different artists, releasing different types of music, trying to find myself as I grow with this music.
So, did you start messing with FL in high school or after high school?
I messed with it in high school, but it was like a different vibe because I was doing more like I was trying to do like EDM music because that was kind of like the vibe then. But when I was in varsity, when I guess I was being more intentional about what I was trying to do with music, I would say I jumped into it again.
I am curious about that as far as being able to access software and music resources, which is something that is always an important part in an artist's story. Where did you learn about FL and how did you get to access FL and start messing with FL?
Where did I don't, I honestly can't remember who told me about it. I just feel like everyone kind of knew about it. Like it was like this thing for making beats and because then I think we all call it Fruity Loops, still Fruity Loops. And how I got it, kuna mtu alinipatia kwa Flash. And yeah, I've had different iterations of it. I'm definitely planning on getting a license soon. But I think the realities are when they're putting out this product, they're not selling it to the African market. And you can see that with just the price reality.
Ulianza na version gani? Unakumbuka?
God, nilianza now. Damn, what? Let me see. I feel like it was FL12 or something like that. I don't know. I feel like it was an old.
Because
It was an old one.
mm, because whenever I think about the Kenyan music scene and the Kenyan music industry, I always think about how FL has been such a primary software for most producers, and then over time it has diversified to other softwares and other production tools that people use. But FL was and has been a commonality. And then it's always interesting for me whenever I watch beat breakdowns of certain songs that became and are hit songs internationally and from the US, and I see someone opening FL 12 or a file from an older version on FL and how different it looked like then and how the software has evolved up until this point. It's always fascinating.
No, I think FL is like really a one of a kind door. And I think what you're saying about it being like, it really is a cornerstone for a lot of Kenyan music producers. I feel like the first time a lot of people like dip their toe in to the production like side of music, it is with FL. And then from there, you're like, okay, cool, what else is there? You know what I mean?
What did you go to after?
I messed around with Ableton for a while. I really think it's cool, especially because when I was doing like live looping, I had to like do it through Ableton. But look, my heart is with FL. There's something about the UI and also the even the stock plugins. I feel like it has just a great sound. I think FL is a great door. This is not even a paid ad.
Are you are you are you sponsored?
I wish I would take an FL sponsorship so bad. That would be so cool.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
I would. That's dope.
I think we'll keep that and tag FL.
Like, ayo, you've got an audience in the Kenyan market. Plug in with your plugins.
So let's get into now from that, because the next question was getting into your artistic influences and how they have informed your creativity, your musicianship, and your artistry. You've mentioned your parents and you've mentioned your father teaching you guitar and them having instruments, and then this meld between creativity, musicianship, and following a more academic and a more conventional path career-wise, but outside of family and your immediate environment, or even going still and staying in family, what were those influences at that time? And then what are the influences at the moment and how do they interact with what you are creating?
I think definitely at the time, I remember there's like two specific projects that I would always go back to when I think about like me getting into like music production and writing, and I would be like, it's Cloak by Jordan Drake and Beat Tape 2, because I heard Beat Tape 2 first by Tomish, and then I went into Beat Tape 1. And just listening to just like how this music makes me feel so good and great, and I want to like be able to make stuff like this. So those were definitely like the first like inspirations in terms of like music I wanted to make. Now, damn, it's so diverse. Like I feel like I'm at a crossroads for some reason. Like I'm trying to find like what I want to do more. But I would say very soulful stuff, like light soul. Kubla is a great example. And then I think also Phoenix James is pretty dope. And then like more indie stuff. So I started listening to Bon Iver again, and this lady called, I think it's Mc Lizzie Mc something, but like she also does like indie stuff. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at and what I'm listening to. And then I just listen to a lot of jazz. I don't know who it is. I just put on a random jazz playlist and I'm like, just because jazz is amazing.
Before we delve deeper into what you have just said, what was playing at home when you were young?
Oh, yo, it's such weird, it's weird music. So I didn't grow up listening to radio like most kids. So like I remember when I was in like Matatu, when I was younger, even now, like classic FM, this all like Brandy and Mariah Carey. Whitney Houston, I heard it for the first time in those cars. My old man had like a a two-disc album of Lady Smith Black Mabanzo, and I remember I listened to the hell out of that. And then he had like random Celtic songs and music from like Scotland, Ireland, and then my mom had like a random 90s project. So yeah, that was the stuff that was playing. It was just different.
That's an intriguing combination of different kinds of music, different sounds, different sources, as you have stated. And now tying that to what you have just said about your diverse and eclectic taste and sensibilities that you have, which is something that we talked about when we were walking from the Trabuli performance at Alliance during Poets You Should Know. Something that we talked about also last year when you were doing your year-long project was that you were making an observation about what sounds from you people are gravitating towards and how that was sort of informing what you are creating. And you've mentioned now twice during this conversation that you are in this space where you are figuring out which direction you should lean into more and pursue more. I am curious to understand what that currently looks like and whether you are thinking of the decision to make based on what people are listening to and what the numbers are because you are a numbers guy, you are into stats and analytics, or whether that is based on your current influences or your current interests and what you are into.
This is why I love having these conversations with this industry giant because I really I get into it. I really get to go into it. This is a very interesting thing, and I think it's one of the reasons I'm at this like crossroad. I'm at this junction is that when I look at my numbers, when I look at my stats, when I look at the songs that are doing well or that are doing out of the ones that are doing the best, are the ones that are the most honest, like the ones that if I had to listen, I'm like, oh yeah, this is inspired by true stories, this is inspired by a true event, blah, 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 blah. So it's a thing of like, I'm like, is it less about the sound and more about what I'm saying? Or does the sound also have an influence on it? Because there's music I want to make because I feel like making it, but I am in itself an eclectic soul. So I can't consistently say that I'm going to make a certain type of music for you more than 3 months because I don't know where I'm going to be. Because I know right now there's a certain sound that my soul is calling to, and I really want to make it. But also, I think I remember I was having this conversation. It was like when I landed, I put together like an EP. So I have an EP like just kind of half finished, but that EP doesn't feel like what I want to do musically at this point. So it's a very interesting juncture. But I usually write a lot of music around Christmas and the Christmas period up until like the New Year. So I feel like I'll see whatever my soul gravitates to, whatever my fingers play on the guitar, and I'll go with that.
So you do not have something specific that is a sound you are creating or you find yourself constantly creating? Or is there?
No, because I think the thing is, because I listen to so much like different music, sometimes I just listen to something and I'm like, oh, I want to do something like this, or oh, I want to do something like this. Like right now, I really want to make indie music, like Bon Iver type music, Daughter, like what is it called? What is it called? Fleeting Foxes, The Paper Kites, like really soft, guitar-based music with like your double-track vocals and your double-track guitar, minimalistic but still very ambient. Wow, 6 months ago I wanted to make very soulful stuff, very vibing in your face. So like it's a very interesting switch from like indie soul to just indie.
From your description, I can see from the other side.
Exactly. That's kind of where my heart is at. And I'm like, wow, that's so different from what I wanted to do.
Mm. And something else, when you are in a space where you are working on a project and not necessarily a single or a track and you are conceptualizing and building an entire project, do you listen to music, and does that influence what you are creating in a major way, or do you not listen to music during that period of your creation?
I mean, I have to listen to music because I'm always listening to music. There's music playing in the next room right now. I think I'm a problem with how much I listen to music. So I would actively drown myself in the genre I'm trying to make. Like I'll make a playlist, I'll find a playlist, and I'll just have that on loop. I'll find specific songs I like, and then maybe I'll just listen to one song for a whole day. And then yeah, I feel like it articulates itself when I play.
And going back to what you had stated earlier, as far as encountering FL and learning how to play the guitar, then years later switching into a different DAW. So I am noticing there is an interest and there are the seeds of you learning how to play an instrument, you learning how to produce and messing with production. When did that person who is an instrumentalist or who was learning an instrument merge with the producer and then merge with the rapper? How did that blend happen?
I think with the guitar and the production, it's always been it's gone together. Because I started playing guitar before I started producing, and I play a bit of keys as well. So they just kind of just like overlapped. I think I actually play less now than I did in the beginning. Because like in the beginning, I'll try to record everything, like the guitar parts and the piano part. Now I'll maybe record like two guitar parts and then make the rest in the DAW itself. And like I still move back to FL. That's what I've been using for the past whatever. So the rap kind of came about because of now the musicians I was around. So KiliHippie, Bomb, and I think it's just a thing of like, I was like, I like what you guys are doing. This is so dope. I want to try it. And yeah, I think it kind of just grew from like me more of doing more of a spoken word type thing into now me figuring out like what my flow is, how I like to just vibe on a beat, and yeah, rapping as such.
So when was this? What time period is this?
Okay, timeline. Let's say 2017 is definitely when I started putting out music. So 2016, I'm producing or I'm getting into production and I'm playing guitar. And then around 2019, KiliHippie is putting out a lot of like beautiful stuff. I'm working with a few people in South Africa, but like really standout Bomb. Like that was one like major influence. And I'm like, cool, okay, let's do this. And then 2021, Basic City is formed, and then I can say like I really locked in on rap, like proper.
And then I was asking that because when we talked about your production influences the other time, we mentioned the Dealers and the Pete Rocks. And I am thinking whether before you started actively rapping and encountering and being in a space where that influence rubbed off, whether you had thought of rapping before that moment.
I really hadn't. I feel like um, me performing is just kind of like evolutionary. That I was like, oh, I realized it's something that I had to do. Um, I can be I'm very comfortable being behind the scenes. Like I'm very comfortable doing that. I've done that for a very long time. But I think the industry, not the industry, the sector we have doesn't give you that much space to do that. So for a very long time, I mean, I love sampling. Yo, I sampled so much. Like I would sample and make beats, and like I wouldn't even think of rapping on them. I'd just be like, yo, I want someone dope to jump on top. So I feel like probably the rapping came from the me having a supply that wasn't being met by the demand. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me jump on some of my beats. Let me see what I can do.
And as an artist, you are one person who keeps evolving and you get yourself into different parts of musicianship and different parts of music now as a business and as a whole. Then from production to rapping, where did it get to a point where Rumbi is in the kitchen mixing and mastering too?
I feel like again, just like an evolution type thing because you realize you need to make your songs sound better. And how do you make them sound better? Like you need to get them mixed and mastered. And I was working on a budget, and by a budget I mean I had no budget, so it was a lot of trial and error. I remember I found like one specific video that just helped me like lock in, and I've just been growing with it from there. So yeah, it's a progressive thing. I feel like there's still a lot I have to learn, but it's definitely something that I feel like I can say I do now, which is great. That's
Do you
about
enjoy mixing and mastering?
do I enjoy it?
Mixing and mastering.
It depends on the song. I think that's why I can't do it for like pay. Because if I don't like the track, I'll be like I don't. Because I'm the type of person if I enjoy a track, I can listen to it every day for like probably 2 weeks back to back. So that works if you're mixing a track because like you need to listen to a track that many times. But if I don't enjoy a track, I want to skip it. So how do I mix it?
Yeah, because I know for some people, mixing is usually a hectic and redundant and mundane process for them, and so they would rather, get someone else to do the mixing and send it to an engineer or have someone else do it, especially if you have created the music. And also with creating the music, you are also spending time listening to it and correcting and editing. And so I know people who, when it gets to that point of mixing, they send that to someone else to do. So it's interesting that that is something you love doing, especially when you love the music you are mixing.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why. I feel like with Warmth is one of the tracks that I didn't mix or master. We had someone from Cape Town do it. Uh, what was he called? He's called Finn. And like Monife has like amazing vocals and she will stack them. Like she will stack them. So I don't think I've ever worked on that many vocals just in terms of layers. So like it was something outside of my uh ability. So like for that one specifically, like we gave it to someone else. So like I do enjoy my mixing, but there are also times where I'm like, damn, this is a bit much. I'm not here yet.
I am glad you have mentioned that because you do so many genres.
Mm-hmm.
How do you approach the mixing of these different genres, and when you're working with different vocalists, but mostly for different genres or with different artists? Because, for example, with what you said with Monife and stacking vocals, it requires a different skill to know how to process and mix this many vocals and make it sound cohesive. And when you're working on maybe a rap track, you require a different skill to do it. So how do you go about that process?
I think definitely like because of the amount of music I listen to, there's a lot of reference tracks. So in my head I'm like, okay, cool. Like there's a certain feel or like a certain amount of like an R&B track is probably like a lot warmer than an indie rock track. So when you're mixing it, like you kind of go for that feeling. I think it is sometimes a hit or miss thing. It is you go or you learn as you go and you grow as you learn. At least I can say that applied to me pretty heavy.
Um, oh, we have dived into production and mixing and technical stuff.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I'm saying. I enjoy these chats, man. I get into it. Yo.
So going back to what you said about having a piano at home or learning how to play the guitar, do you have such stories and anecdotes from your history as an artist that you can say specifically speak to your personality and your artistry to this point?
Hmm. Early days, maybe not as much because uh, you're trying to find yourself. So there's a lot of like just internal scrambling, just like fidgeting. But I think as I continue to do it, um, I think this thing you have to get out of your head, because I do understand this imposter syndrome. I think there's also just that on a smaller level where it's difficult to believe in yourself, because like where are you getting your validation and affirmation from? And it's the whole thing of like, if people say you're good, like, yeah, lock it. Like, they're not just saying it for chats, they're just saying it for vibes. So I wouldn't say like sway with bandera, like, but definitely if there are people who are affirming you and there are people who believe you believe in, or they're like your fan and they're like, oh, yo, I love your stuff, then take that to heart and understand that you're doing something good and you should continue doing it, because that's how you make it great.
And because now you mostly, as you've stated, play the guitar and that is your primary instrument, did you start with an acoustic?
Yeah, yes, I started with an acoustic, my dad's guitar, and then I got a classical guitar because I tried to do like a few lessons at the conservatoire. And then when I moved to South Africa, just before we moved, we had like one last job. So that cash came through like a few months in, and I went and bought myself an electric guitar. So I've been using my electric since 2017.
Why did that become the one that you stuck with and even superseded the piano?
I think piano just needs me to sit down, and I don't enjoy sitting down. Like I'll stand, I'll walk. I can move around with guitar. Like guitar is super mobile. So like I'll play my guitar while walking around the house because I can. But the keyboard really requires me to sit down. I have to plug it in. You just literally, when they say all you need to do is pick up a guitar, you can. You can't pick up a keyboard, unfortunately. So whenever I have to play keyboard, I can be a bit lazy, I have to be honest. So yeah, that's what because I really enjoy the keys. I feel like that should be my primary instrument. I just don't sit down enough with it to be like, okay, I can play.
Rumbi, what happened to upholding the legacy of Rosa Parks?
Hey, man, look, sometimes unachoka. I really wish I could do both. I think I'm good. I feel like it's going to come a bit more organically. I'm getting behind stuff now. Like stuff was.
So speaking of the guitar and music and musicianship, you mentioned that you have released a song earlier today, a few hours ago. We can get into it. Tell us more about your collaboration with Njiru as we also get into you sharing more about upcoming projects that you are working on.
Dope, dope. So today I released an indie folk track called From the Other Side. It's a collaboration with Njiro. It's something I wrote. I wrote it like it's in an afternoon, in an evening. So I was like, I just knew I needed like a certain type of sound, and I had been like playing like a lot of like sad folk and sad indie. I knew I wanted to write a sad song. I think it delves into like when we're trying to like lock in on the title, like From the Other Side is the idea of what the song is. It's the idea of looking at something and realizing, oh damn, like it's nice things do be happening. And I think for my part, I was just trying to be a bit more vulnerable with my writing. So that's why I also decided to sing on the track as well. Shout out to Jiro again for coming through and helping me with a vocal. She did damn things. But I move around a lot. I've moved around like pretty much my whole life. So I've always have a habit of like just kind of leaving places and leaving people. And this was me sharing to a certain extent the experience of I think seeing love, but on the other side, and that's why I think the opening lines are, it's new to me, it's news to me, that there is love as far as I can see. Like you'd be surprised by how much love is around you. But I think there's a lack of self-awareness sometimes. So yeah, I also had my guitarist Davey play some guitar. So he did the intro, he did the outro. He also played for me at my KiliHippie session. So yeah, it was a really fun song to write and to put together. I'm excited to share it. I really want to hear what people like think. Um, I, it might be the crux of what will be the sound of 2025 for Rumbi, I think. Yeah.
Where can people get the song?
Everywhere and anywhere. I don't know up to me or what's up. No, but if you hit the link in my bio, it's available on all streaming platforms. It's available on YouTube, YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Boomplay, Mdundo, and I'll upload. Very lazy with my Mdundo online.
Mdundo, there was a time that was a staple in the scene, for sure.
Actually do pay out. That's why I'm like, I should actually be more consistent. I'm like, it's not. I'm only hurting myself by not uploading.
So in light of the releases that you have done for 2024, whether singles, you have tracks that you released, you had EPs that you were working on during the year as well, which was different from what you were doing in 2023. Looking at that and reflecting on that, and you've mentioned about the new song, what has been your inspiration for the different things that you've done this year as a whole, and where were you drawing from? And then if that will also be the space that you will be drawing from going into 2025, especially thematically.
I think thematically, it's such a weird thing because I feel like I do just write a lot of love songs, but I enjoy writing love songs. So yes, there'll be love songs as far as I can see. I didn't need chalk away until I'm done with them. I'll just keep writing that. But if I look at my approach for the 2023, like the year-long project, I think it was a very technical aspect because I would sit down and be like, okay, cool. This type of music needs this type of chords, it needs this type of strumming style, it needs this type of drums. So even when I was like reaching out to like different vocalists and instrumentalists, I was very intentionally thinking of like, okay, you sing like this, you play like this, and I need you to do it on this track. The project for 2024 was actually largely the same. I think it was actually now me learning from 2023 and doing a better job because the way I work is like kind of like I do it in like very compact periods. So like for 2 weeks I'll just be working on music and it's just a lot of music, a lot of music, a lot of music. And then once I have those skeletons, send them out to vocalists and then as they send the stuff back, I slowly work through the tracks and build them up. For 2025, I know I do want to pretty much like sing on all of my songs now. Like it's if it's gonna be main vocals, it's gonna be me. So I'm just figuring out what I'm going to do. Like I said, there's an EP literally chilling. I just need to finish it. We did some of the songs at Nakili. People seem to like it, but my soul is not in that project right now. Like, it's not what I feel like singing.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned getting into singing more for and during 20 and in 2025, and it's something that I was thinking of when I watched one of the group sessions for SOAS, which I would love us to talk about in a moment. Now that you've spoken about performance and your Nakili session, which happened a few days back, we have another performance, we have another show that is happening on the 15th of December that I mentioned during the beginning of this session. This is the second edition of the Acoustic Soul Session. So tell us more about it. And you can also start by telling us about the first edition for those who are unaware that there was a first edition. There was a first edition with a different lineup. So tell us about that one and what the direction was for that one vis-a-vis what the direction is for this second one.
So the biggest thing for I think me when it comes to like music is access. I feel like people should be able to enjoy music. I feel like if we had the ability to have live music every weekend, people would go for that. And with the Sunday Acoustic Soul Sessions, what I was trying to do is like there are a lot of really great artists in Nairobi, in the country. But what I've noticed is that for some reason people listen to like 2 or 3 artists and they don't have an overlap with other things. So I'm trying to bring together different artists with like different crowds to bring together like a larger cross engagement and a bigger melting pot when it comes to the idea of the Kenyan music sector. With the first one we had like Cheru, Nduta Notes, Njiru, and Jerai, and they brought the house down. They brought the rain down, really, like Rinyasha Kadam. And it was beautiful to see like people coming through and kind of connecting and forming community because like with the show there's no like VIP. Like you come, you listen, you sit. If you come early, you get a seat in front. If you come late, you sit at the back. And you could just see people were really connecting with the artists. The artists were really connecting with the audience because there was that space to do so. And I'm really big on creating that intimacy because that's what makes someone leave your show and go listen to your music and go buy your merch. Yeah, that type of thing. Sorry. And with the second one, we are having it on the 15th of December at the same location. That is Move Cafe and Bistro, which should be Kilimani. We have Matt Ngesa, myself, and Rumbi. And then we have our 2 co-headlining acts, Clark King and KiliHippie. So again, with the whole thing of community and access, so like we're trying to keep our tickets low so that people can come and enjoy music. Because like we want to give you like four proper great artists who are doing things in the country. I mean, music being listened to around the world, and there's no reason you shouldn't be able to enjoy their music. There's no reason like that you have to pay, burn a hole in your pocket to enjoy like good music. So we'd rather keep it stripped acoustic because that helps us keep the cost low. But what we do want to ensure is like a proper show. So people seem to really like the last one. And we said there's no way we're going to close the year out without doing a second one. So very happy, very excited. We'll be doing ticketing via an exclusive ticketing platform called sasasasa.co. Our tickets should be live ideally tomorrow's Tuesday, ideally Wednesday. But just follow at ahsante because that's where the event is being run through to keep up to date with anything and everything related to it.
So what time is the show?
Show ends at 3 p.m. na mimi sipendangi kuchelewa. So kama ni South African time, show ends at 2 p.m. The music is going to be kicked off at around 4. We will be dropping the set time, so you know exactly when the artists you want to listen to will be on. I'm big on communication. I'm more of a communicator, I would say. So yeah, we'll have the first artist on, I think, by 4. And one of the things we really enjoy doing is if we are having a show, the music that we playing and we're doing the sets is a compilation of the artists who are performing. So you will hear some KiliHippie music, you will hear some Matt music, you will hear some Rumbi music, some Clark King. All of that will be in the mix when someone's not performing. Because I mean, if the music is so good that we brought them to come and perform live, then it's well worth playing in the background while people are having a vibe.
No, for sure. It always makes the show cohesive and immersive an experience. So if you've heard what Rumbi has said about African timing, that tone, it comes from an experience that Rumbi has been having with African timing. So he's letting you know.
Generally, I think like the first edition started without me because I was late and I was like, okay guys, we're not going to keep people waiting, start the show. And then I came in between the first set and I was like, okay, cool, I can continue from here. Like I'm just big on time, like I respect your time. If at the most I think with events you have an allowance of about 30 minutes. If you're really pushing it, 60. But because I also think like you don't want your artist performing to an empty crowd. That doesn't feel fun. That doesn't feel great. So you can give people like 30 minutes to get in, to arrive, to start. But I'm just really big on keeping time. Like I respect you. You bought a ticket to come and watch a show. You had a specific idea of when the show is starting. It's disrespectful for me to make you wait for an extra amount of time just for vibes.
So this is the second edition of the Sunday Acoustic Soul Sessions. There was the one prior to this, and then in August, Rumbi ulikuwa na a special live listening session at Move still. So the question here is, why Move, and what is that partnership looking like as far as offering what you are seeking in a space?
I think Move is just one accessible in terms of like it's easy to get there. At least I think it's easy to get there. And when you're actually in the space, like it's very easy to move around and talk to people. And that's a big thing. I think we did that with the listening session because like unfortunately with that one we did start like pretty late. But when it started late, like one of the things I was doing was like, okay, cool. Like I was like, if you're sitting alone, like come and meet. Like the people here are great people. Um, that's my cosign for anyone who comes to my show. It's like, oh my god, you came for them movie show, you're probably a fucking decent person. So it was just nice to kind of just bring different people who've never met each other before, just together to chat. Like, hey yo, like guys, you have at least one thing in common, you enjoy my music. Start from there, build up. So I like the space they offer, the deals that they're willing to give. They understand what I'm trying to do, access and community, and they're willing to back me. So like I said, I'm big on community. Community is big in itself. So there are people like I can grow and move.
What should we expect from the performance that you will be staging on that day?
Interestingly enough, I'm still trying to figure it out. I had a set prepared. It was kind of what we sorry for that shaking. What we did at Nakiri, where there's like the prepared set, and there's also just like the freestyle part where we just come up with a song on the spot, which was really fun. It's something I really enjoyed. But the team I usually work with is a bit busy, so I'm putting together a new one. I want to see what songs I'm going to do. Like, I definitely want to do quite a few from this year. Maybe some from next year. Yeah, I want to. Like, should I have percussion? Should I have keys? Should I have a saxophone? I don't know. Will it be great? Yes, that I can tell you that. But I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, I did record some, what is it called? We did some promo content, which we're about to start putting out from this coming week. So you will get to see just like an idea of what I'm doing. But like I said, like my soul is in such an interesting place, but I feel like I might just pick very specific songs for the set because that is what I'm feeling.
So will the performance be starkly different from your previous performance at your listening at Nakili, or
It'll
will
be
there
like
be some things that you are pulling from those performances, incorporating them into this?
I definitely feel like I'm incorporating the bullshit poetry because I feel like people seem to really enjoy it. So, you know, lean into a good thing. So that's definitely becoming a more prominent part of my set. But yeah, also I'm just checking, like, you know, you see what songs people respond to, what songs people seem to like more, and I'm just messing around with that. I do like having a very interactive set. I like talking with the crowd. I can be a bit of a yapper sometimes. So I want something where there's crowd engagement and that type of stuff. So I'm just trying to figure it out. But if I go sad, then I don't need the crowd to engage. They just need to cry a bit, get a bit emotional.
Yeah, it's allowed. Let people cry. We cry together.
Hey, crying is healthy, people. Crying is vizuri hapa.
So you have mentioned a specific platform where the tickets will be available. And I wanted to ask this as part of my questions is, are there specific lessons that you learned from organizing and managing a hardy in SA that you are carrying forward, and if that ticketing platform idea is one of them?
There are definitely things I carried over from SA, but I feel like those are things that are more in the back end. So it's like how I communicate with people, how I do my emails, how I do my calls. The ticketing thing is very much a thing that I learned from on the ground because we would do just different types of events in SA. So more of a thing of you're taking artists for a show. So we wouldn't have to worry about tickets because we are just taking performers. While with this one, there's a lot of things that do happen in the back end, and I'm very specific about some stuff. There's some information that I need and want, and I just think I have access to people who can do it better. So like I am working directly with the Sasa team, and we really want it to be like that idea of like literally Sasa, like now, like you want your ticket now. So like as soon as the tickets are available, you can buy them, you can get them. Now, there should be no delay. It's going to be as convenient as possible, as streamlined as possible, because it's not, the ticketing is not the experience. The ticketing is simply a transit. It's like what is it called? The bypass. Like the quicker you can get from one point to another, the happier you are. So our biggest focus is the event. Like you want to come for the show. So how do we make that as convenient as possible? We make the ticket purchase as easy as possible. Yeah.
So if you have a question that you want to ask Rumbi regarding his artistry or the upcoming show, feel free to ask. Much thanks to Joyce, who is still here with us, to Andia, who is also here, to D. Peters, to Heri, Chari, and to Jack Dirangu. Thank you for being here. So with the tickets, are we granting a gift? Are we giving goodies? Are we giving a goodie to to someone who is tuning in, who is listening to this?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like it's always fun to do a young giveaway. I think we can give away one ticket each. I will give you my ticket to give away, so you can give away 2 tickets. I don't know what criteria you want to use. I don't know if you want to just, just wahala, just throw it out there. Tell me.
That's what I also wanted to ask. Yeah. Joyce says we love goodies. Joyce, are you in Nairobi? If you're in Nairobi, this is you getting a ticket right now. Will you be available for the show on the 15th? That's the question. And you can get your ticket like that. Rumbi D. Peters asks, will there be some Christmas hits in there? You said you create a lot during this season, but the question is, will there be some Christmas hits?
That's an interesting question. But I did want to do a cover of a track, and it's like very like 70s, 60s type thing. So it would be nice to do something for Christmas. You know what? There might be some Christmas good. Shout out, D Peters, yeah. Like you've just influenced my set list. Then I'll be twice. Like, yeah, I've never listened to a Christmas song. I've never sang a Christmas song. Why the fuck not? It's almost Christmas.
Yeah. There you go. The Peter says, please do and grant me a yeah. There you go. You have helped shape the set.
That's how people shoot their shot. I love to see
it. so there you go. There you go. Rumbi has taken up the challenge. I must say, Mahaya. He'll give the people a Christmas song. So Alvin has said, can I get one? And then Joyce Ali had said, we love goodies, as well as Heri Chari. So those are 3 people. Joyce, will you be available? If you will be, then you will be the first one. And then between Heri and Alvin, we can also, Alvin specifically asked, can I get one? And then there is Heri Chari. These people, will you be available on this on the day? Then
on the December, let us know if you just, so we can see.
Bees. So the show is on the 15th of December. Yeah. The show is on the 15th of December 2024 at Move Cafe and Bistro. So the 15th is Sunday. It's Sunday Acoustic Soul Session.
Yeah, something for the afternoon, something for the vibes.
I'm in Nairobi. Okay, I'm in Nairobi too. Hey, people, watu ni wengi.
I'm Wendy. What are the shags? We don't go to shags anymore. Yeah.
Ama tu Heri says yes to Christmas jingles, excited for the show. Heri seems as if atanunua tikiti yake. Yeye ni kako sawa, but
amesema goodies ni za wengine.
Yeah. So because the first person was Joyce. Joyce can have that, and then now we can determine between Let's see. We love goodies. That was Joyce. And then Heri also said we do love goodies. So do we use that criteria, Rumbi, or Joyce amesema it's okay, I can give my ticket out ninunue. Alvin says ambia Rumbi akuje shags kukerugoya.
Man, I haven't been shagged in a while. Yo, by the way, to give the homie his flowers, Alvin is a really crazy like musician. He's a multi-instrumentalist. Man can play everything. Like, guy is just built different. I'm actually very excited. Good easy girl. I'm excited to see like the music he's going to make. I think I think we're not. Yeah, he reminds me of a young Fred for some reason.
Alvin, do you have music out that people can check out?
I think he has stuff
or not.
I don't know if he has music out yet.
Alvin, please let us know. But so Joyce ame forfeit tikiti yake, so we will give that to Alvin, and then Heri, because you had also asked, you can have the other one, or I just do covers. What's your channel, Alvin, so that people can check out the songs? Plug it there so that people can know. And also, if Heri, you won't be available or you want to give out your ticket, Alvin and the Peters are waiting. So
God, we love it. It's a season of gifting and gift.
hey. gifts everywhere.
Gifts and goodies.
Gifts and goodies. If there's also another question, we are here because of a question about a Christmas song that Rumbi has decided will be part of his set. Feel free to ask that as well. Rumbi, is there anything else you would like to add, to state, to share with the people? You could repeat the platform and let people know when the tickets will start being available, remind them what time the show is starting, because we are keeping time here, and remind them of the lineup as well, and anything else you would like to add.
Dope. Most definitely. So the second edition of the Sunday Acoustic Soul Session will be happening on the 15th of December at Move Cafe and Bistro in KiliHippie. Gates will open at 3 p.m. Performances start at 4 p.m. We do ask you keep time. To help with that, happy hour should be starting at 3:30. So do if you can bear. The other thing is I just released a song from the other side with an amazing artist called Njoroge. So if you're into indie folk music, folk rock type stuff, the saddies, guitar driven stuff, I'd say give it a listen. There's a link. The link is in my bio. I have, oh yes, if you would like to win a ticket or get a ticket for, or know someone who would like to win a ticket, just look out for the lives. We'll be having 3 others, one for each artist who's performing. The lineup is Matt Ngesa, myself, and Rumbi, Clark King, and Kinoti. So if you haven't checked them out, definitely do. There's a reason that they were picked. I'm a big believer in good music, and that good music should be shared. So yeah, tickets will be out. Ideally, we're looking at Wednesday, but follow @_ahadi for all the updates. Tickets will be sold exclusively via Sasa, so you can get your tickets now.
Let them know how much the tickets will be going for.
Yeah, so tickets will be 1,500 advance. I think it's 2,500 at the gate. There's also couples tickets, which I can't remember unfortunately off the top of my head. We will also have like very specific sellers. So if you buy through them, you get a discount, and we're gonna have a few flash sales. So keep your eyes out for that.
So there are more tickets to be given out, to be gifted. So for today, because you've used that, first, the people who had commented, first come, first serve, there was Joyce, Heri, and then there was Alvin. So in that order, Joyce ameforfeit tikiti yake, amesema, atanunua tikiti. So Heri and Alvin have themselves tickets. Yes, that is _MM_Alvin. just send a text right now so that I won't forget your handle. But you'll be getting a ticket, but there are more tickets to be gifted. So just watch out for more of these live conversations that will be happening in this coming weeks with different people, different artists, different conversations, and check out Ahadi. Check out Ahadi. D. Peters, Karibu. Maybe you'll get a ticket. Maybe you'll get a ticket. You know.
Keep this close, man. Next time, love Kaira. People worry a lot.
But shukran sana for being here, D. Peters. And maybe Rumbi will offer you royalties for the performance because you've given him an idea that he did not have before this. He should, as a man, demand. Demand for sure. Demand for sure. Also, apart from Ahadi Inc., also check out Rumbi on all platforms, all social platforms, and all streaming platforms as well to learn more about his music and his artistry and his updates. He's always working on something. Amesema akona a lot to look forward to for 2025, so there is that as well. And catch up more with that and his music and his performances, and check out Sasa Sasa, which will be out in a few days for your tickets if you're watching this after the fact. And follow. And Rumbi, lastly, you can just tell people about SOAS. That is something that I wanted to highlight as we conclude this. SOAS, Sonnets on a Sofa.
Yeah. So SOAS is
Something that
something.
people should be checking out.
If you haven't, I really do advise. I think it's just an exposure to some of the amazing talent we have in the city, in the country. So SOAS sessions is something I started with Njiro. We literally started it on a sofa. We were jamming and we're like, oh, this is dope. What would we call it? And we were like, SOAS, because it's saucy, because I like acronyms. And it's become basically what we call a mini writing camp. We try to help artists experience the idea of what it would be like to work with other songwriters. Glad you love the recent one. More on the way. Next week's is gonna be, oh my god, I'm so excited. But yeah, mini writing camp where we bring artists together to collaborate to create a community and network. I do think there is, I won't say a lack of professionalism in the industry, but there's things we don't know. So, for example, like I say, the reason why artists should go for other artists' events is because that's where we network. We don't have our own networking events. We're not going to have like a young, what is it called, gala ball or something like that. So go for an event, go talk to other artists there. And now this is one of those spaces on a smaller level where artists will come together from just different vibes, different genres, and sit down and connect. And we're really big on the idea of like, you could literally have the best song or like a really good song, and you're missing two lines, and you don't know that, oh, I can just ask this songwriter next to me to help me these two lines, and boom, your song is done. So it was really cool to kind of see like people just kind of putting input into one another's songs and just like, oh, try this. Because sometimes it's not even about changing the lyrics, it's about maybe let the song breathe a bit. So everything you see in SOAS is like written an hour beforehand. So you get the beat there or you get the instrumental there, and then you have to write something for it. So season one was a bit more open hand, we just were vibing. With season two, we picked beats, so you have to pick a random beat from a hat, and then you're kind of forced to flex your songwriting muscle, your creative muscle, and see what you can do. And we just finished recording season three. And with season three, what we did is we used, actually shout out to Mwamba because he was one of the keyboardists in season three. We have keyboardists play something for an artist, and the artist picks like a mood out of the hat. So you could get, for example, angry, and thus you have to write an angry song. So it really is about like flexing that songwriting muscle, learning how to write around people, because when you were to tunaandika about bedrooms, we're bedroom artists, but that is not how it works in the industry in the sense like you're not going to be writing in your bedroom forever. So, if you wanted to make money like a job, treat it like a job. We're trying to help people understand how it is a job.
That's an amazing place to finish this conversation that we have had with Rumbi. Check out Sonnets on a Sofa for sure on Insta. See the performances. Just check those out. So the Peters akona the last question here for you. What was the thought behind the song Jane? Love it, and the vocalist. This features Muthoni, right?
Yes, Muthoni Njoroge, amazing, amazing vocalist. I don't think anyone else could have done that song. I think it was hers. It was meant to be hers. So Jane is unfortunately inspired by a true story. There was someone who I met who was very close to me, and they are no longer with us. So I think the idea behind the song is growing past the grief because it never really per se goes. It might become smaller, and it's the idea of reflecting back. And I'm like, if this person was still here, they'd be very proud of like what I've done, you know. Like it was kind of like giving myself flowers through their eyes because like they really believed in like what I was doing and they were very supportive and it's very nice as a musician to kind of get that from someone. So yeah, it's like when I say Jane, I wrote you a little song. It's like literally like I'm like, look at me now. You know, you always said I would be great and I'm not doing too badly. So I wish you were here to see it, but thank you for believing in me because that helped me become the artist or the person I am now.
And you spoke about that story during your live session, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that being said, check out, as I said earlier, all the links and accounts and platforms that we have mentioned during this conversation, and look forward to the Sunday Acoustic Soul Session on the 15th of December 2024 at the Move Cafe and
Can I
Bistro. As
one
we
thing?
have, yes, Rumbi.
Cool. So I keep on forgetting. Like, I produced a track with KiliHippie, and that's coming out in like a few weeks. So it's produced by KiliHippie, the Nairobi Nomad, with Njiro and BoiBlacc. So it's yeah, we kind of just like sat down one afternoon in the studio and we recorded everything there. And yeah, I'm excited about that track. So from the other side, and so it's called through the T, through my T, TMT.
Mm. Hey, we are looking forward to that as well. Shukran sana to Rumbi for coming through and for being here for this conversation. In case you have any question, if you're watching this later, just feel free to reach out to me or to Rumbi for clarity or for what you require. Nduta, ona Nduta nauliza, are there ticket giveaways? Nduta, wewe msanii mkubwa kama wewe. Wewe msanii you who was featured on the first edition. But yes, there we have given away 2 tickets before you came through.
Must
There
be.
are more ticket giveaways as well during the other conversations that will be happening prior to the show. Nduta ni touring artist, anatesa huko lapo nauliza kama kuna ticket giveaways. Hey, wasanii.
Ooh.
So B. Peters amesema sending love, and then Heri has said we love KiliHippie and BoiBlacc, super underrated as individuals and as a producer rapper duo. Yeah, for sure. So check out all that we have mentioned, and thank you for being here, Rumbi. Until next time.
Man, always wonderful talking to you. Industry giant, Mwanzawaga leadership. So you helped me lock in. You remind me I'm doing the right thing. And I'm looking forward to the chat. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the show. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone tune in. It really is going to be, should I say, it really is going to be a beautiful show. And you guys help make it possible. We have a whole plan for next year. I don't want to speak about it yet because I want to be able to make it happen first. But I'm really excited. So I appreciate the support for since forever. And I'm excited to see and excited to show you guys what's to come.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I shall be shouting out the people who are still here as we conclude this session. Asante sana to the one and only Rumbi. So we have Joyce, alikuwa na sisi tukianza. Asante sana Joyce. And you are in your Good Samaritan. We're speaking about Christmas. Good Samaritan vibe. You've given your ticket out. Waithera, Ella, it's been a while tangu nikuone. So glad to see you here. Looks Motorbikes Kenya, that lacks. D. Peters, of course, shukran sana for being here. Nduta, thank you so much for being here and for sharing the conversation earlier, for telling people that it's happening. Heri, thank you so much for being here. And Jack as well, silent viewer. I know Jack has just missed me being live in any capacity, so I know why you are here, Jack. I understand. Unfortunately, it's not what you're here for, but so let me go through the other people who were here that I have not mentioned. I mentioned Sisian earlier, Asante Sisian. Abby, that's Abigail Diana of Ongeza Volume. Shukran for being here. Potato Wamboi, Karori, thank you as well. Alvin was here earlier, who's the other person who has a ticket. You heard, Nduta? Tickets zimepeanwa, for sure, for sure. Checkmate, I saw you earlier. The Dancing Poet, Mido. And Nduta, nimemtaja. Yes, Douglas, Mwamba Douglas, I saw Douglas joining as well. And that has been it. Shukran for being here, for spending time with us. If you're watching this later, let me know that you are here because it matters. Or does it? Kwaheri ya kuonana.